The visions came before sleep. Blood, fire, a burning manuscript page. I hadn't truly slept, nor for days. The gods were quiet, but something else stirred in the silence, the kind of stillness that means something is watching or waiting. They said the gods favor those who strike first, but they never mentioned the night before fire and fight, or the echoes it sends backward. The others slept with their backs to the wall and their blades near breath, but I watched the rafters and traced the cracks, like a man looking for answers in old scars, seeing patterns where there were none, or perhaps one I couldn't yet name. My axe wasn't in my hand, but I felt its cold promise against my palm, as if it had already chosen me, and I knew that soon I would choose it too. That burning page from my visions, perhaps the one with the strange flickering light. It felt like another choice, waiting for me in the heart of the flames to come. They said the sea led to glory, but it felt like a grave with no walls, cold, relentless, too big for men like us. Wrath sang like thunder. Erica retched and kept rowing. I kept quiet, swallowing bile and pretending to be part of them. The salt, the fear, the metallic taste of the visions. It was all the same churn. My thoughts tasted like iron. It rose from the fog like a forgotten memory, sacred still, wrong to touch, a place of books and whispers like the ones already stirring in my head. One monk stood alone at the gate. He didn't run, he didn't kneel, he just watched, as if he knew exactly what we brought and what we might take. It wasn't fear I felt, it was the shame of being seen, not by him, by something older, something bigger, something that understood the disquiet that had followed us here. I stepped forward, and in that moment, I knew I wouldn't return the same. Part of me already felt like a ruin. Steel sang, flesh thudded. The first blow didn't sound like courage. It sounded like breaking something sacred. Then the manuscript page, falling towards the fire. That familiar, awful glow. I didn't think, I just moved, a thief of whispers. My breath caught, my hands trembled, not from weakness, from the sudden cold weight of what I'd done and what I hadn't. I'd saved a page, but not a soul. I didn't strike, but I watched, and I had chosen my piece of the ruin. That choice, I think, is what carved deepest. The noise of them faded. Or perhaps I did, leaving only the silence I now carried inside me. My breath, harsh in the sudden quiet, was the only proof I was still there. A witness, a thief. What had I become? I didn't want gold. I didn't want songs. I wanted to understand the shaking in my hands, the silence in my throat. This page, it felt like an answer, or perhaps the question itself. It was warm against my skin, the ink older than the walls, humming with that same strange light. It didn't belong to me, but neither did the screams that now filled my head instead of my own voice. They took spoils. I took a whisper, and a whisper, I was learning, has more weight than gold. They said we crossed for treasure, but something crossed with us, or woke when we came. It clung to the page I stole, to the blood we spilled, to the stillness inside me that hadn't spoken since I made my choice. That green gold whisper, it was louder now. Its light burned into me, I understood then. The ruin we made had given it shape, given it power from our sacrilege. It knew what I carried, and I think It knew me